Ooh, that's right. Episode number 14 is coming in from Rinkside. It's Pawtai here today with Chewie. And Chewie, the man of the hour, the legendary, wholesomely grown. Tell us what has befallen you today. What's new in your life?
Yeah, so this has been another interesting week. As I mentioned in other episodes, kids in daycare, they get sick. So this week's sickness, Eliash has hand, foot, mouth, which is a viral infection, kind of like the cold, except you get like blisters and a rash all around your mouth, inside your mouth, your hands and your feet. So it's another it's another tiring week. He's not in daycare for another couple days, so that's been that side of it. But other than that, I actually got back into a little bit of gaming recently. So when I was in university, I played a little bit of competitive Counter Strike Global Offensive, and I kind of got the urge to get back into it. So I've been trying to go back into it, but it's tough when you don't have like a squad to play with, and you're just kind of playing by yourself. But other than that,
Mm.
how's everything going in Poddy's penthouse?
Oh, Pawtai's Penthouse just had a delivery of some delicious delectables, and let me tell you about them. I got them from this place in Chicago called the Red Hot Ranch, and I ordered two double dogs with everything on it that is Chicago style. So you would get your, sometimes you get some relish. You definitely have onion. You've got uh, mustard and sport peppers, and in the hot dog it's got a little crunch to it from the casing. It's really delicious. So that's what was popping in Pawtai's Penthouse
Sweet.
previously. Yeah. So, we've got a great agenda for you here today, or
Awesome.
episode for you today. We're starting off, we've got the standings, then we're going to flip over to our leaderboards, come up on our predictions, then we're going to talk about our plays of the week, and we're going to wrap up with our special on Chewie and Pawtai's top five. So, without further ado, let's transition over to the standings. Chewie.
Yeah, and I think we have quite a bit of a different view of the standings from last week.
Oh, yeah.
We see in Dublin fall from number 1 to number 6. Turku and Alaska jumping up to 1 and 2 with Las Vegas tied there. Those three teams this season are insane. And Florida. Jacksonville turned around their 3-game lose streak to a 4-game win streak, so that's good to see from them. And we still got San Diego holding on, Florence pushing themselves up the standings. Honestly, after 5 weeks of the season, you can really see the teams, like expansion teams and previous expansion teams, starting to level out with those original teams that started the league. And I think every team's competitive this season, so it's awesome to see. Hopefully teams like Honolulu, Norfolk, and Melbourne can continue turning things around. But other than that, I mean, not much else to go over. Nothing crazy to see. Florida on a 3-game lose streak, and Dublin was too. And thankfully, we broke that today with a win against San Diego.
In Albuquerque, they're what's that? Is that a nine? Does that mean they've got a 9 game lose streak?
Yeah, I think on Monday they did break it with a 6-2 win versus Melbourne.
Oh,
But
okay. Well,
that I think that is the longest lose streak this season. I think
man,
the record is a lot more than that though.
you know it's bad if you had to break it on Melbourne too.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, hey, they Melbourne's won games this year, so you can't
okay,
you know,
well,
can't
slowest though. Okay, fair
the
enough. Fair
slowest, yeah.
enough. So that was pretty cool. So we've got also, let's zoom in on one of the stat categories. And this is live from our leaderboards. So this is live data. These are our goals leaders. And we can see here Grizzle Bear with 12. We've got David Hume, David Letters, Amelia Rose, Tom Krieg all tied with 11. But remember that in the predictions that were made earlier this year, Hume said that he would be setting the goals, record for the most goals in the season. So he's only one away from being the leader and could potentially still be in the race of setting this pretty, legendary record. Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, yeah. Hume's had a great season. He's been able to step up. I know Turku's main scorer, Escola, has dried up drier than the Sahara Desert. So Hume is their savior right now, which is awesome to see. And I actually really love seeing players like Gus Cerrone and Jake Molyneux and Odion Muldoon. Three lower end teams from previous seasons. They're trying to turn things around, and they're on the leaderboard. So it's really great to see stuff like that.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Good representation from all around, and what a show it has been. So, let's turn our attention from the leaderboards into our plays of the week. So, starting us off, we've got, coming up. Who is that? Is that Krohn? Oh, slams right into the gate, the net. But he comes around and still pursues, gets the puck, and enforces a goal. Krohn. What did you think, Chewie? Was that a pretty good one?
Yeah, I mean, like he just didn't give up. He continued pressuring Boston, and it paid off right there. The whole team left their player alone, and he gets his own rebound too. That's just awesome to see.
Awesome work. So we'll move on to the next one.
David Hume. This one's a quick one, so don't blink. He goes right behind, kind of 180'd it around the goalie, skating backwards. It's tough to even describe what it is, but we'll watch it one more time in slow
Oh,
mo, backwards, and just kind of goes right around the goalie. We've seen that
yeah.
quite a bit actually in the last season or two. So we'll see more of those fancy goals.
Yes, we will. And looking at, again, coming from Kron, we have, peeled away in the corner. Oh, was that Kron again? Did you see that? This might reconsider our use of these video cameras on the screen because we're a little bit over the play right now. But through a miracle, the puck went in. And passing it on to number 4.
Yep, we got our boy Reed with a nice face-off goal. I believe this is his first goal not on an open net. I might be wrong. I'm sorry if I am, but what a great goal by Fletcher Reed, the owner of Boston, to put his team on the board.
Yes, yes, it was. And over here, we've got, looks to be like Ironsides has the puck, gets it over to Owens, and Owens jukes the goalie into the other direction, and through the sheer movement, convincing, scores that goal. Number 6.
We got Kamenev here, another nice little backhand beauty. Just takes the puck, keeps on skating, and puts it right over the shoulder of JT Waters. There you go. Love to see those backhand beauties. And short. On the power play. Yeah, nice power play goal.
Wow. Let's see that one more time for Old Finesse. All right, and coming up, we've got from the Warlocks coming on the mustard on, just piles it on with the extra cheese and sandwich. Ferguson with a demolition derby goal. I thought that was a fantastic slapper. And moving on, number 8, the pin.
Yeah, we got Pinsky here. Just drives the net, drives the puck, doesn't stop, keeps on shooting, and
Ooh.
slides right behind the goalie, and he finally taps it in. And there you go, Zach Lipinski with his first goal of the season.
Yeah, there
Nice
we
little
go.
pass there behind the goalie.
Perseverance. And that wraps up our plays week. So
Sweet.
let
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
a quick episode, but we'll take our time with this. I think this will take a few minutes, but we got our top fives of the week. So we put up in our Discord a vote if we should do all time albums or all time movies. We got all time movies, and now we get to go get right into it. What do you say, Potty?
Let's kick it off. Chewy, do you want to run us through your list first, or do you want me to take the honors?
Do you want? Can we? Are we able to do like we each do number five, we each do number four, or do we have to go through the
Oh
full
yeah,
list
let's
each?
do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's
Yeah,
do that.
let's do that. So we'll start. I'll start off then with my number five.
Number
Uh,
five.
we got. So just to preface this, I tried to pick one from
Oh
each genre. This one is one of my favorite little rom coms or romantic movies with Zac Efron, and we got Charlie St. Cloud. I don't know why I love it. I probably watched the movie like 5 or 6 times. If anyone hasn't watched it, it's pretty much this guy, and he meets a girl, obviously, like every other movie, and he has a connection with his little brother, which I don't want to spoil it, but there's a big plot twist in it. So if you haven't watched it, it's a good one. Get your girl and watch this movie.
yeah, there you go. Sounds like expert advice. And moving on to number five. Now I can't guarantee I'll pronounce it correctly, but Princess Mononoke. If you haven't seen this, man, this movie's effing killer, man. It's got everything you could possibly want. It's got like nature versus society versus industry, progress, technology. How does that influence like the balance of life? How does things like, rhythm come back and things fight and it like puts things into battle? It reminds me of the Dr. Seuss book, the Butter Battle book, where these like creative technology creates this like weaponry and whatnot. But this is a fantastic movie. It's by Studio Ghibli, who are like they're like the Steven Spielberg of like I don't know. That's what somebody defined it to me as. So I can't say I'm a total expert in the domain, but that's number five for me. So let's move on to number four.
Yeah. So here we got The Blind Side. Again, I've watched this movie probably 7 or 8 times. It hits you in the feels. Feel good movie about I forget his name, something but
Yeah.
he's kind of taken in by this family, and he starts playing football. Goes through that whole thing, from the streets kind of to this, and his story based on a true story too, which is awesome. I'm sure most people have seen it, but if you haven't seen it, it's a good one.
I believe it's Michael Orr, and
Michael Orr, thank you.
I also believe just
Yeah.
like for journalistic, I don't know, like I've heard that he kind of doesn't agree with like the story, the actor himself, just to
Oh,
throw it
really?
out there in
Okay.
his defense. But I really like the movie as well. It's like that in Moneyball, or like um,
Interesting. I'll have to look into that. I didn't know that. But yeah, the movies always dramatize certain things and spin it, right?
yeah.
So
Okay. Well, all right. Number four, we have, of course, Gladiator with Russell Crowe. Just a phenomenal movie. It's one of those movies that, like, if you're on a 2 hour and 30-minute plane ride, you can watch a fantastic movie. Or if you're like in between islands because you're, private money and you're just taking like a 30-minute plane ride, you could also fast forward and just watch the action sequences in here where they're like fighting the barbarians, or when he's like in the little Coliseum to like the big Coliseum. There's so much great, content in this movie. That's why it's all time number four.
yeah, that's a classic. So if anyone's voting between their private islands, hit up Gladiator. All right, number three, Wolf of Wall Street. Uh, yeah, I mean, I think everyone's seen it at this point. What can you say? It's just a funny movie. Obviously, well, quote unquote, based on a true story. I'm sure it's been dramatized too, but it's just an awesome movie. Has great names, uh, like Leonardo DiCaprio and Jonah Hill. So if you haven't watched it, wow, you've been under a rock for the past like I don't even know when it came out, like 10 years ago, but great movie.
Fantastic movie, fantastic narratives. Um, number three for me, I've got Goodfellas, and Goodfellas, just a classic mob movie like this one. Donnie Brasco with like Johnny Depp, where he's like a snitch, and or he's not a snitch, he's like an undercover agent. Excuse me, but he and the other movie Casino with Robert Downey uh, oh god, Robert De Niro, and
Yeah.
he plays like a Jewish man, which so I'm like, yeah, awesome, right? And he's like a casino like owner or operator, so he's not like in the mob, but he's like an associate of it. So, anyways, all these gangster movies are really good. So those are number threes for me.
All right. So number two for me, to be honest, I feel like this one could have been one or two, but Anchorman with Will Ferrell, Steve Carell, and the other two guys' names are slipping my mind now. But this is probably just one of the best comedies ever. I've watched it maybe 10 times. Number two was okay. Number one's just a classic. I don't know. It's just my kind of comedy. You can sit through it and laugh. And yeah, I mean Ron Burgundy. What can you say about him?
This is the movie where they do like the fight against different anchor stations.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that was the second one. I,
Oh, the second one.
yeah,
Oh, I'm
that
sorry.
was the second. I believe, unless
Oh
I'm.
yeah, maybe. I
But yeah, that's where they had that like crazy fight with.
yeah
I don't know. It was just like outrageous.
the ghost of Stonewall Jackson, played by John C. Riley, says like,
Yeah,
a mint julep is waiting for you on the other side, or something. It was really funny.
yeah,
So yeah, that's a great movie. That's your number two. All right, number two for me, Saving Private Ryan. I mean, what a phenomenal film. And the deeper like you look into the cast, there's so many different, like Vin Diesel, right? Played like this guy that ends up getting well. If you haven't seen this by now, shame on you. You better see this movie. So I'm not spoiling
yeah,
anything when I say Vin Diesel gets shot. But then like the sniper and just like the battle at the end. Oh my god! And like the Battle of Normandy Beach. I think that's been covered like by plenty of other people talking about this movie in the past. So I'll move past that part. But I really love this film, and that's why it's number two for me.
yeah. And so my number one, kind on the war movie trek, but a little different. So 13 hours with oh my god, the guy from The Office. This why can't I remember his name now? Anyways, I
Jim.
Jim. But yeah. Anyways, 13 hours has Jim from The Office. It also has Pam's like ex-husband, the bigger guy in the movie. So I thought that was kind of funny. Like they had two of the same actors from The Office in this one, and they're like best buds. But the secret soldiers of Benghazi. If you haven't seen this one, essentially, these are like U.S. like contract ex-military. They're going into Benghazi to like protect some U.S. Congressman or someone from the U.S. and essentially he gets killed, and then they start getting attacked at their base. It's I got on a big war movie kick in university. I think I watched almost like every single war movie on Netflix that was available, and there were some really weird ones, but this one's by far my favorite. And another notable one that's would be like number six would be American Sniper with Bradley Cooper. That one's probably like just missed my top five, but another like amazing war movie. So if you like war
Definitely.
movies, 13 hours, and yeah, that's my top five.
Awesome. Well, fantastic. Great movies for you. And so, number one for me, of course, you got to have The Matrix, the greatest movie of all time. And it's just world breaking and everything, and it's just made everything possible. And I don't know, it's just, in my opinion, I think the greatest piece of film ever created is there's this Planet Earth series, and there's episode like number 4 or 7 is on caves. That is the greatest piece of film in the history of film, I would say the best movie is The Matrix. But
All right.
yeah, those are my recommendation. You got to check out Caves on Planet Earth.
Caves, Planet Earth. All right. And actually, I guess we didn't preface this before, but we didn't include like movie series,
Mm-hmm.
like for example, like Harry Potter #4 or Star Wars, A New Hope, just cuz I feel like all of them would probably be in our movie series, at least for me, but I feel like that could be another top 5. I think there's enough like movie series out there where you can make your own top 5 out of it. So yeah, let us know what you thought about the top fives. We'll do it again next week for sure, and this time we'll put up maybe like 10 different options for people to vote on, and then like we'll have another channel where people could like recommend top fives to talk about, and then we can throw those into the polls next time. But in our Discord, you could post your top 5 movies as well. If you want to put it in the comments here, throw it in there, and yeah, let us know what you guys thought about this segment. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sounds good. So this is Rinkside sending you out.